Arthur to Rosehill in Sydney for the first of our live races of the afternoon. It's the Phillips Imagination Handicap for fillies and mares. Your caller, Johnny Tapp.
Thank you, Mike. Good afternoon, everyone. Fillies and mares races are always pretty tricky. This one is no exception if you use the wind tote as any criteria. Let's have a quick peep now at the fancied runners on the tote just before they go. Miss Peru out the door to 10 to 1, Stately Queen 5, Petrus 8 to 1, Astral Ruler 4 to 1, Miss Dier in commission at 8 to 1, Social Butterfly has been pretty well tried at 7s, and down the list you'll find the cricket score odds really. Olympic Flame 20, Primrose Lane is a 14 to 1 pop, Ron Quinton's mount has had some support, Fleet Invader at 6 to 1, and Donald Bradman odds the others. Okay, let's get our 1050s over towards the starting point now and see what's happening. I can see the amber lights blinking merrily on top of the gates, which indicates they're just about ready on a fine sunny day at Rosehill in Sydney town. Little or no breeze, and the track, which was officially slow to begin with, has now been amended to track dead. Would you make note, punters everywhere? Track now dead at Rosehill. They made that amendment a short time back. There are two sets of colours in the race which are extremely close, namely Olympic Flame and Cooch. So close, in fact, that it's something they should look at. Now, they're off and running. Countess Rhyme dwelt at the start and went straight back to the rear of the field, and beginning very smartly towards the outside, Flying Dynasty is the early leader. Bouncing away smartly, Social Butterfly and Kuramai Star driving into a good spot. Oh, one got a bad check there. El Rello went right back on the fence, lost many lengths. Now, there's Astral Ruler booting up on the outside to get into second place when they settle behind Flying Dynasty. Stately Queen moves to third, but she had to work awfully hard from that wide gate. At the head of the others, Blazing Princess, Kuramai Star on the fence, Miss Peru. 2 lengths away, Social Butterfly, which lost its spot. At the head of the others, Miss Dier, followed by Petrus, and then El Rello. Continental Queen as well back as they near the turn, followed by Fleet Invader. Then Olympic Flame and Primrose Lane. Cooch is second last and tailed off Countess Rhyme. On the turn, 450 to go. Flying Dynasty first into the straight over Astral Ruler. Stately Queen on the outside makes a line of 3 as they turn the corner. Miss Peru is hooked to the extreme outside, followed by El Rello, and then Social Butterfly and Primrose Lane at the 200 mark. Astral Ruler headed Flying Dynasty. Stately Queen's gone. Miss Peru down the outside is coming after these leaders. Miss Peru is going after Astral Ruler. Miss Peru wants to run off the track. Astral Ruler kicking again. Miss Peru won't go straight. She's doing plenty wrong, but she'll still win. Miss Peru on the outside will get it a nose to Astral Ruler. Miss Dier's run third, followed by El Rello, Social Butterfly, Flying Dynasty, and then Petrus and Olympic Flame, followed by Cooch. Countess Rhyme at the head of the others from Primrose Lane. Stately Queen had to work too hard from the wide gate, and then Kuramai Star. Well back Continental Queen and Fleet Invader and Blazing Princess weakened to run last. Blimey, she... Talk about a snake in the grass. Miss Peru, she zigzagged all over the track in the last 200 metres. She often does. Although at Randwick last Saturday, I thought she raced more tractably than I've ever seen her. But today, she was right back to her old antics. She's a mare with colossal ability. If she did everything right and really concentrated on the job at hand, this would be one damn good mare. But she just doesn't seem to want to go on with it. Have a look at her here. She wears blinkers to start with. Trainer Clary Connors desperately trying to keep her mind on the job. But even with the blinkers, she wants to look hither and thither. She shifts her ground out. She ducks in here in a moment. Then she comes out again. She's doing everything in the book to get beaten. Astral Ruler, which was a Kenny Callender selection, looked home, but Miss Peru on the outside. On that particular freeze frame, there looks to be little in it, but you'll find that Miss Peru right out under the arches will get the judge's decision by a narrow margin, and remarkably was at around about 9 or 10 to 1 on the tote, despite some pretty good recent form. Okay, race 5 today, you'll see live. That's the Jupiter's Casino handicap at 225. Can String of Pearls make it 5 out of 6? I wonder what Ken Callender thinks.
In the first leg of the daily double today, the Jupiter's Casino handicap, I like TAB number 4, Fix the Date. Now, I concede that Sir Zephyr will be very hard to beat, but he's had 2 runs from a spell and he's just starting to find form. Fix the Date, on the other hand, has had 2 runs from a spell and he's gone straight into top form. He won first up over 1,400 metres at Warwick Farm, and he 6th at Randwick last Saturday. Well, I thought he was a little bit stiff. Today he steps up to 2,000 metres, and this will suit him much better. I think he's extremely hard to beat, particularly with the benefit of Tracy Bartley's allowance. TAB number 4, Fix the Date.
Good on you, Ken. Fix the date. Ken Callender's selection in race 5, which is due at 2:25. Now, here are the numbers on the previous. 145. Miss Peru got there by an eyebrow over Astral Ruler. Third place getter Misty Air. 145. They're official on the 4th at Rosehill. See you for the 5th. And right now, an important break, and then more on Wide World of Sports. Three-year-old. He's had 2 runs back from a long spell. He's now trained by Tommy Smith. Still looks maybe just a little on the big side, but then again, he's a gross type of horse, and even when he was racing at his top, he still looked a little bit that way. The sentimental favourite with Wide World of Sports viewers around Australia will undoubtedly be the great mare String of Pearls, trying to find her 5th win from her last 6 starts. Let's have a look at the fancied ones on the tote board, and we find Calaboose an 8-1 pop. Now, Sir Zephyr is the tote favourite at 5-2. String of Pearls and Fix the Date, third favourites jointly at 9-2. Social Cream 9-1. Jogger 14. Orchestration 33-1. Volley Row at 14. Wallara Prince at 14. Like a Lunch 33. Bail Up is a 40-1 pop. And Island Joe 33-1. Island Joe, incidentally, in the club's colours, all pink. OK, I'm going to saunter over to the 1050s as these runners get into the gates and steady down, and they should be off and running very, very shortly. We'll have them in view after they travel 60 or 70 metres. I can't actually see the start of the race. The start is indicated or signified by an official on the course proper raising a white flag, which he does now. Dennis McClune rides Like a Lunch for the Hyperion Thoroughbred Syndicate. Dennis has been on the right side of Lady Luck in the last few weeks. He's won a couple of races on city tracks in the last, in fact, consecutive Saturdays. He won on Sadistic Queen and Luskin Galaxy at Randwick last week. Now the flag's down, and here they come spearing into view, and Social Cream is the early leader over Like a Lunch, and right up there, String of Pearls, racing in new colours today. String of Pearls, the pink jacket with a purple cap, and close handy is Sir Zephyr, and just behind those Jogger, followed by Calaboose, Bail Up. At the head of the others, Wallara Prince getting well back in the all pink as Island Joe, and Fix the Date relegated to the rear. Past the 1600 mark and wheeling to the back now, and on the outside it's Bail Up going to a narrow lead over String of Pearls. In third place, Orchestration, a length to Wallara Prince, followed by Like a Lunch, and then Calaboose and Sir Zephyr. By gee, the pace is a cracker up front. 2.5 lengths away came Jogger, a gap to Fix the Date, followed by Social Cream and Volley Row, and back at the tail in the all pink colours of the club is Island Joe. Down the back stretch, 1100 out, and Bail Up led about 3/4 to Orchestration. Running third on the fence, String of Pearls getting the run of the race on the inside of Wallara Prince, and it's strange not to see String of Pearls in front. Running fifth is Calaboose, and then Like a Lunch and Jogger, followed by Sir Zephyr. Fix the Date is going well, although he's still a long way from the leaders, and then Volley Row and Social Cream, and back at the tail Island Joe. Again they're packing at the 800 mark, and Bail Up as a narrow leader, being pressured by the mare Orchestration on the outside. Moving to third, Calaboose, followed by String of Pearls, and then Wallara Prince. Fix the Date midfield. Sir Zephyr's near the fence, cluttered up a bit now as they come to the corner. Like a Lunch at the head of the others, followed by Social Cream, and then Volley Row. About to turn for home, they're packed up very tightly. Bail Up on the inside, just led Orchestration. Calaboose makes a line of 3. Fix the Date on the outsiders, working his way into the picture, and String of Pearls behind those leaders. There's plenty of room between runners if she's good enough, but I don't think she is. 300 metres out now, and Calaboose on the outsiders raced up to hit the lead. Wallara Prince coming through on his insiders, looking some hope, and then Social Cream and Fix the Date. Sir Zephyr's going to run last. Calaboose 100 metres out is starting to draw clear. Calaboose too strong. Geez, a good old horse, and Calaboose wins. Social Cream has come from near last to run second. Third, Wallara Prince. Then Orchestration, Fix the Date only plotted from Volley Row, Island Joe. Then Bail Up, String of Pearls and Sir Zephyr. He looked big and he might have just needed that run. Like a Lunch is second last, and Jogger pulled up with the tail enders. Calaboose has been a great old money spinner for trainer Albert McKenna, who's not here today. Albert's either in hospital or just home convalescing after a trip to hospital. But whatever the case may be, Albert, you're bound to be watching. Congratulations, and I hope that's just the tonic you needed. Calaboose on the New South Wales TAB will pay $4.90 and $1.25, around about 9-1, or just a little under 9-1. Now, Calaboose was allowed to just drift out a bit in the straight by Robert Robinson, The horse has a tendency to do that. Little Robert gave him that latitude rather than try and fight him, and it paid dividends. Calaboose beat off Social Cream and Wallara Prince. You can see Fix the Date in the grey with the white cap in 4th or 5th spot on the outside, merely plodding. Back in the field, Sir Zephyr actually last of the main bunch, but he was gone from about the 800, Sir Zephyr. Calaboose by Brigand out of Kalira, trained by Albert McKenna, ridden by apprentice Robert Robinson, and the 3 kilo claim made all the difference. Righto, oh, String of Pearls didn't lead, and it appears that if she can't lead, she can't win. Our next telecast race will be the 7th at 3:40, the Florsham Shoe Shops Handicap. Let's see what Ken Callender thinks of that.
In the second leg of that early double today, I'm going to stick with the Brian Mayfield Smith stable and tip TAB number 4, Left to Shore, another Tracy Bartley mount. Now, everyone's telling you how much Jax likes the slow track. Well, I tell you something, he doesn't like it any more than Left to Shore. And whereas Jack's getting a bit on in years, starting to get a bit long in the tooth, Left to Shore is an improving mare, just starting to reach a peak. She's won 2 of the last 3 starts, and I think she can chalk up number 1 again today. She should be prominent from the outset, and what's more important, I think she'll be prominent at the finishing line.
And Ken was talking about Left to Shore, which is TAB number 4 in race 7, to be ridden by successful apprentice Tracy Bartley. We won't see you again until about 20 to 4 for race 7, which is the second leg of the daily double at Rosehill. Now a break, and then more on Wide World of Sports. Race 7 at Rosehill about to come your way live, and let's have a look at the fancied runners on the win tote. We find that Fine Offer is out to 20 to 1 now. Lancelotto better suited over a longer distance at 50. Jack's 3 to 1. Left to Shore 4 to 1. Peaceful Joe 12 to 1. Port Fair 8s. Tide Time from the Smith stable 7 to 1. That's Tommy Smith. Reuters News 9 to 1. Mr. Squiggles 8 to 1. And the shortest of the remainder looks to be So Different at odds of 12 to 1. OK, let's turn our attention now to the starting point. This race is run over 1,500 metres. They have a lovely straight run to the first turn of about 500, so if they're good enough or if they have sufficient speed, they can certainly overcome the wide gates. Now, King Rum, I should have pointed out, is just under double figures on the win tote. He's at odds of 9 to 1. Rightio, let's swing the old 1050s over there and see what's happening. It's been a lovely sunny day at Rosehill, and hardly a breath of wind all day long. Now, Digger's Lass, a New Zealand mare, stands well in the stalls. Mr. Squiggles well behaved, and now the stall's open and they're off and running, and a little bit slow to move Left to Shore. In fact, she's a clear last in the first 50 metres or so. Lancelotto bounced out in front of Jackson, beginning smartly. Baron Kane followed by So Different. Not far away, Mr. Squiggles on settling down and showing plenty of early pace as Fine Offer. Right up with that bunch of leaders also when they get going properly, but trapped out a little wide as King Rum, and further back Clear Picture, Digger's Lass, followed by Peaceful Joe, and then Tide Time and Port Fair. Third last now Left to Shore, and Reuters News have dropped out to be last of all as they settle properly, and around that first bend they go, and the leader is Lancelotto by a length and a half to Jax, who's hugging the inside rail. On the outside of Lancelotto, taking closer order at that point, is Peaceful Joe, and they were followed by Baron Kane, Mr. Squiggles. At the head of the others then the top weight Fine Offer. Further back is So Different, and then Clear Picture, followed well back by Tide Time. A gap the Digger's Lass and King Rum. Port Fair a mile out of its ground as they near the turn, and the last couple of Top Blend and Reuters News. Into the straight now, Lancelotto is a clear-cut leader. Jack's about to go after it, followed by Mr. Squiggles, Baron Kane on the outside, and then So Different, Fine Offer, Clear Picture, and Left to Shore right out in the middle is coming home well, but looks to be giving them an impossible start. At the 200, Lancelotto still in front. Jack's under the whip with Baron Kane, and look at Left to Shore. Left to Shore coming home like Burnborough. Left to Shore right out under the arches has staged a Burnborough-like finish and got up to win. Left to Shore has beaten Lancelotto. Port Fair got third, followed by Mr. Squiggles, Tide Time, Reuters News, then Baron Kane, Peaceful Joe, Clear Picture, Jackson, So Different. Well back then came Fine Offer, Digger's Lass, and the last couple of King Rum and Top Blend. I didn't think it was possible for that filly to win on the turn into the straight, where Bartley pulled her right out to the middle, and she just mowed him down to score a great win. Number 4, Left to Shore, $2.05 and $1.05 on the New South Wales TAB. Only a 3-year-old filly, although at this time of year, the month of July, they're that close to 4, it doesn't matter. Left to Shore by the imported arch sculptor out of Miss the Boat, so she's not badly named, is she? Raced by Bob Lapointe, Jeff Wild, Jay Ledgerwood, T. Van Brugge, and B. Potts in partnership, and any syndicate that contains the name R. Lapointe generally is a lucky syndicate. They call him Lucky Bob. He certainly is a King Midas in the racing world, Bob Lapointe. Look at left ashore, still giving Lance Lotto about 2 lengths, but with Bartley hard at work, she sprouts wings in the last bit and mows home to win. I think everybody got a major shock to see a horse like Lance Lotto in front and leading until the last 50 metres, because normally he's better suited over 2,000 metres, 2,400 metres or further. That was an amazing performance by Lance Lotto. The last of the day at 4:15 is the Coca-Cola Handicap, and let's see what Ken Callender thinks of this one.
In the last race of the day, I've got one for you punters out there. One for the girls to go and get a couple of bucks from under the carpet and put it on the TAB. TAB number 7, Emma Rule, to be ridden by Craig Carmody. Now, Emma Rule has been doing his recent racing around Gosford, Wyong and Gosford again. Now, I get to these meetings and I can tell you that his runs have been a lot better than you'd realise. He's well up to city class, his provincial form was as good as Sounder Bells, and he's getting about 6 kilograms off that horse today. I think he's super value, Emma Rule. I'm going to back him, and I think you should.
Good advice from the professor himself, Amarule, trained by Neil Ward, which means he comes from the same stable that produced the great galloper Riverdale, winner of an Epsom handicap. OK, the last at 4:15, a nice early finish. We'll be back live for that one. Right now a break, and then Wide World of Sports continues.
Still for the lucky last, and I know, Johnny, that you've got a real hankering for one in this, number 2, Sound of Bells.
Yeah, I do, Mike. I was very, very impressed with his win on this track a fortnight back. He's up in weights a little bit, but he's a blocky type of horse and gives me the impression he'll handle the weight without too many problems. If he can do what he did the other day, I'll be surprised if he doesn't win. But I've got a healthy respect for Kenny Callender's selection, nevertheless, Amarule. Let's have a quick peep at the approximate win tote before they jump. Into space, right out to 9-1 now. Sounder Bells, very solid at 5-4. Grey Ace at 5-1. Royal Samurai at 4-1. Amarule 11-2, and further down we find 1 or 2 others, I think, that are in commission to some degree, or do we? No, they're all cricket score odds, so we won't worry about those. Now, we'll head over towards the broadcasting bench and cast our peepers over at the starting point. Happiest man at Rosehill today is Sydney Turf Club director David Kendall, whose good wife Pam presented him with a bouncing baby girl during the week at the Royal North Shore Hospital in Sydney. I think David was late arriving. He went to visit Pam before he came to the races, but he is glowing and radiant, I can assure you. Congratulations to both of them. OK, now they've moved in pretty quickly. Change of plans has gone into the gate. We're waiting on Grey Ace, Lover's Concerto, Phoenix Empress and La Panclestite. I was very saddened and distressed during the week to learn of the passing of one of Australia's most respected trotting trainers in Wally Wood. Wall, it's believed, suffered a heart attack while driving a car near Doomben Racecourse in Brisbane, and he very tragically crashed into a brick wall, although medical opinion is that Wally actually suffered the heart attack a split second or so before the impact with the brick wall. I've been very close to the harness racing industry over a long period of years, and I've met some of its finest exponents. I've met some of its nicest people. I don't think I ever met a more proficient exponent, and I certainly never met a nicer bloke than the late W.D. Wood, Wally Wood, and to his entire family on behalf of the trotting industry in Australia goes my heartfelt sympathy on the loss of a great little bloke, the late Wally Wood. Now there's Grey Ace going into the stalls. Lover's Concerto will be the last one to move up, and we'll have them on their way in the Coca-Cola Handicap very, very shortly. It starts on the course proper over the odd journey of 1,300 metres, and barrier positions are very, very important. Now Royal Aussie and Group Captain are facing up well with Portrait Painter. Light flashing on top of the stall, Amarule in the colours made famous by Riverdale. Track cleared in front. Break at any second. Off now, and a good start it was, although jibbing badly was Portrait Painter, going straight back to the tail of the field and beginning smartly. Rainbow Reward is the early leader, going fast on the outside. Asa Moore heads it off now. Running third is Amarule on settling down, followed by Lover's Concerto and Royal Aussie in a forward spot at the 1,000 mark, and then Grey Ace and Royal Samurai, and further back Phoenix Empress. At the head of the others, Sounder Bells, which jumped away fairly well and is a lot more forward than he was the other day. Backer Hunt's well back at the 800 mark, and a gap in the field then to Group Captain La Panclestit, and then into space, followed by Change of Plans, and back at the tail, Portrait Painter. Down the side, about 700 out. A great tussle for the lead between Azamore and Lovers Concerto, and Amarul on the outside is moving up to them now, and 2 lengths away on the inside is Rainbow Reward, followed by Grey Ace, Royal Samurai. Sound of Bells within striking distance as they turn for home, although he got a bad check. Sound of Bells ran onto the heels of a horse in front, and he was in awful trouble. In the straight, 300 out, and Amarul has raced up to head Azamore. Royal Samurai pouncing on him now. Sound of Bells is overcoming that trouble, is hooked to the outside, and he's finishing brilliantly. Royal Samurai and Amarul are fighting it out. Sound of Bells on the outside is lunging at them. Sound of Bells is coming at Royal Samurai. Sound of Bells got up to score a great win. What a performance. Sound of Bells got up to win from Royal Samurai. Not sure about third. Grey Ace, La Panclestit and Amarul, which had every possible hope. Then Rainbow Reward, followed by Change of Plans, Group Captain. Azamore further back, and then Phoenix Empress, followed by Lovers Concerto, Portrait Painter. Well back came back a hunch in the last couple, into space, and Royal Aussie. That was a freak win. I don't know if you saw what I saw watching the race at home, but just after they turned for home, about 300 metres out, Bruce Compton ran into awful trouble on that winner, Sound of Bells. I think it clipped the heels of Grey Ace, although I'd need to have a look at the replay again before I can be sure of that. But I can tell you this, that Sound of Bells blundered so badly that Bruce Compton seemed to be jolted off the saddle for a split second. The horse was stopped dead in its tracks. He had to stop and get going again. And just watch the way this bloke knuckles down when the pressure's on in the last 100 metres. Now, here he comes. You watch the way this horse tries. Oh, he's a tradesman. Royal Samurai looked a certain winner when Ron Quinton drove him past Amarul. But what Sound of Bells respond to Bruce Compton's vigorous riding. Look at him stretch. Look at him get to the line, and showing a rare brand of courage. Sound of Bells lunges and got up to score like a damn good horse. Sound of Bells on the line by a neck over Royal Samurai. Now let me have a look at the still here, the freeze frame. Oh, I'm just trying to work out what I'd call third. Number 3 got third anyway, Grey Ace. So the numbers are 2, 5, 3. Sound of Bells is a bay stallion, a 5-year-old by the imported Gwent, out of a mare called Crillion, trained at Broadmeadow by KJ Burns, ridden by Bruce Compton. Now, he was up 5 kilos on the weight he carried when he won here a fortnight back. He made light of the 5 kilos, and I'll say this, had he not got the check that he copped at the top of the straight, he'd have won that race by 4 lengths. You mark my word, he is a very, very promising horse, Sound of Bells. Now, 2, 5 and 3. Sound of Bells, ridden by Bruce Compton. I think that makes it a double for Bruce, who won earlier today on the grey mare Lady of Ross. Yes, a winning double to Bruce Compton. Congratulations to him. OK, half a neck is the winning margin, a length and a half second and third, the time 1:18.7. Live racing action today on Wide World of Sports was brought to you, of course, with the compliments of Tui's. You can now sit back, relax and enjoy one of those and watch the remainder of Wide World of Sports, taking you right up to 6 o'clock. And Mike, back to you. Pretty good horse, that one, mate.
Yes, he is a good horse, John. Good jockey too, Bruce Compton. A couple of winners for the Kiwi there. Let's hope they don't make it a treble at Carlaw Park over there tomorrow. Day 6.